happy to share my Fiji Indian recipes with you. These recipes were taken from India to Fiji at the end of the 19th century, and from there the recipes and these spice mixtures traveled. They crossed the Indian Ocean to go from India to Fiji at the turn of the 19th century, and from there in the 60s we migrated to Canada, so they crossed the Pacific Ocean to come to Canada. And I was taught to cook by my grandmother, my late grandmother, after I got married. And I don't know how John Yee, my good friend Maria's husband, found out somehow that I was a good cook and badgered me to make this video. And I'm really happy to share these recipes with you because not only did my grandmother teach me how to mix my own spices and to cook by principles, she was a great cook herself, and she taught me all these wonderful things which I really need to share with you. Now, the unique thing about Fiji Indian cooking, and before I go any further, I just want to dedicate this cooking video to all my wonderful sisters from Fiji, because I find that in Canada here, I live in the Fiji community, and when I leave the library at 5 o'clock, I'm in the Fijian community, and I'm very proud to be that way. And I find that my sisters from Fiji, my aunts, my grandmas, the whole Fiji community, the women are just wonderful cooks and eager to share their recipes. And the unique thing about Fiji Indian cooking is that it's actually cooking of all the provinces and states of India, because it's wrong to say that the only people that went to Fiji went from Bihar, because people in Bihar knew how to grow sugarcane, and the British took them to Fiji because they wanted Indians to plant sugarcane. That's really wrong. There are so many different ways of finding out that people that went to Fiji from India came from all different parts of India. I mean, there are different ways of finding that out, but one of the ways that interests me about the fact that the people from all over India went to Fiji was through the cooking. For example, our vegetable curries are, my Urdu teacher at UBC told me that your vegetable curries are from Bengal, your fish curries from Bengal. Well, I don't know any Bengali. So, and every house, there are generic Fiji Indian recipes, but every household has their own touch. I belong to a Tamil South Indian household, so my food has that Tamil touch. If you're from North India, you will be cooking the generic Fijian recipes with the North Indian touch. But generally speaking, Fiji Indian cooking is really the cooking of all of India. So that's what I want to share with you. And I also do heart smart cooking. If you really watch my video closely, you'll notice that I do a lot of cooking with canola oil and all the ingredients that are really healthy for you. And I have not labeled my cooking as heart smart cooking or healthy cooking, because that's what kind of puts people off. But essentially that's what it is. Two cups of the mixed dahl.
Okay, wash the dahl.
Yeah. There's about a good teaspoon of turmeric.
Okay.
That goes in that. Okay. Garlic, which I've already minced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in preparation for that. So I'm going to be adding that much.
Okay.
So there's
a good tablespoon.
Tablespoon and a bit too.
Okay.
Good to have. One medium onion sliced like that. Okay. So a couple of handfuls, which I think would measure to a good medium-sized onion. Use fresh green chilies.
Okay.
Nicer.
Yeah. And these are frozen. I'm just gonna half it and put it in there. Now, once the dal is a bit done, I'm gonna add some eggplant and some one tomato.
Okay.
Just doing the eggplant. I'm just cutting it for the dal, so
Okay.
that when the dal is half cooked, I'll just put the eggplant in it. The tomato in any dish slows the cooking process. So you put it, after the food is almost done, you stick the tomato in.
Okay. And this is all going for the dal.
This is all going to the dal. Each time, you can lower it and let it just simmer, and you should skim some of the
Bubbles.
foam.
Okay.
You can-
Go.
One thing that prevents too much foam is if you add a little bit of margarine. This is some of the tricks, this basil margarine, not only will it make the dal a bit creamier, but it's good for you, no trans fat, and it's healthy, but also it'll just take care that there's not that much foam. So I usually use a good tablespoon of that and just let it the water evaporates, during the course of the of boiling the dal. I add a little bit more water as I go along, almost half cooked. I'm going to add the tomatoes. Okay, so this is one tomato, about, I would say, 2 cups of sliced eggplants. Okay. It's disintegrated, and some people like to almost melt the dal down. How do you like your dal, John?
Oh,
The way you
semi.
make it.
Semi.
The way you make it,
semi.
yeah.
Okay.
The way
so
you
I
make
would
it
say
is good.
this is almost done. It's you can still see some of the lentils, but it's very soft. And so what I'm going to do now is the most important step of a good dal.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So usually people use ghee, which is clarified butter, or some kind of margarine or something.
that's good
But I'm
stuff.
going to use canola oil.
Okay.
I'm going to use a little bit of canola oil. I would say about 2 tablespoons of canola oil.
Okay.
I'm going to put some onions. Okay, so actually you're supposed to use finely chopped onions.
Okay.
Good, that much. Garlic.
Okay.
Garlic is good for you, so you can always use, as much as you want. So I'm just going to start heating. This is really important. This is the panch pora, which is a mixture of seeds that I've washed, dried, and mixed. So it has cumin seeds, black mustard seeds, fenugreek seeds, fennel seeds, and onion seeds, kalonji. So I'm going to use about
And
that
we
much.
have the recipe for that.
Yeah, and so I'm going to use about a good, 2 teaspoons of that. Now I'm going to use curry leaves.
Okay.
Now, since you're going to use curry leaves
Yeah.
that I washed and just dried, and I put in the freezer, you're going to have to brown this and until it gets really brown. So now it's cooking away. Anyhow, there it is. This is the most important part of dal cooking.
Okay.
That it's being nicely browned. You must make sure that the dal is hot. That it doesn't cool down. Okay, because that's the step to follow. Today we put eggplants in the dal, but you can also put chopped zucchini. You can put chopped carrots. You can put even a little bit of spinach. Any kind of vegetable that is healthy for you. All right. Now I know in some households they would cook it in a little pot and then just empty that into here. But I have a system that I've used for years, and I'm going to just show that right now. And I don't want to do it in the sink, on the stove, because I don't want my stove to get all splattered. Then I'll have to wipe
Now
it all
you got
out.
it all brown.
Got it all brown.
And-
my dal is nice and hot.
And the spices are
Spices are all aromatic.
aromatic.
Nice, so I'm going to take that like that, turn
Yeah.
this off, take this like that, and watch the carpet. Come over here to the sink,
I can't. Okay.
and I just,
Wait.
and I bring it over here, and then just boil it once through, bubble it
Okay.
once through.
Bring it back to boil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, last but not least, tricks of the trade. Okay.
Tamarind.
You can add a tablespoon or so of lemon juice.
Yeah.
But this is tamarind concentrate.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can either, if you have the whole tamarind seeds, you can put some hot water
Yeah.
and squish it and get the juice out. But I find it easier just to buy the tamarind concentrate.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna add a little bit. See, that much, like a good teaspoon
Okay.
of tamarind concentrate.
Concentrate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in there. And
You buy that at the
and if you put tamarind, like in the early stages, it will slow the cooking process. Anything that's sour, like lemon, tomato, or tamarind, salt. But the dal is now,
Done.
what shall we say, cooked. There, see? Cooked
Ooh,
dal.
that looks delicious.
Okay.
I'm coming home to my Fiji. I'm coming back to ecstasy. When God made these isles, He smiled on me, 'cause He made heaven in my Fiji. Now I can live the way men should, loving this land where people are good, on tropic isles and beauty rare.
We're gonna make lamb with potato.
I'm gonna make lamb curry with potatoes.
Good.
Okay. The meat masala right here. Star anise or badia.
Okay.
And cardamom, elaichi, cloves, okay, lawang, and cinnamon sticks. I'm gonna do
Okay.
that. Those are the spices that I'm gonna use for the lamb. Just a quarter cup is fine for that much lamb. How many pounds of lamb is this, John?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is the...
Just about 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, okay. Cinnamon sticks. 2. I would say, oops, that much
Tablespoon.
cloves, yeah. A couple of star anise broken up like that.
Okay.
I've got the heat in, fairly high. Like that. About 8 to 9 cardamom pods,
Okay.
like that. I'm just gonna peel it, so.
Okay.
For that much lamb, you saw it's about 2 pounds.
Yeah.
And I would put one onion, medium onion, ginger, see that much,
Okay.
okay? That much, 1,
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
All minced, which I did last night.
2 tablespoons of minced garlic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit more than a tablespoon.
Okay.
Browning this really nicely. If only you could capture the smell in the video, John, right?
I know.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Smell-o-vision.
Yeah. Put it in almost between
Medium,
high and medium.
Yeah.
And I really browned it. So it's taken about like 3 to 4 minutes, would you say? And this is how it looks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my already pre-mixed meat masala in it and the lamb, and then we'll just cover it. So for 2 pounds of lamb, I'm going to use, that's 1 heaping tablespoon, 2 heaping tablespoons, 3 heaping tablespoons of pre-made mixed masala.
Okay.
I'm going to stir it for a little bit. Many cookbooks say you stir it for a few minutes, but I don't, because I use a little bit of oil, because for health reasons, and I don't brown the masala for several minutes. For me, 10-20 seconds is just fine, because I will cook the masala quite a bit with the curry. Put the meat in right now. Put the meat in, and I think to give it a nice color, I'm gonna put some of this powdered chili, which is very nice. Lower the heat a little bit. Just a little bit like that.
Okay.
Okay. Not that much. That much salt.
Okay.
Be about a teaspoon and a half. Mix it. Now here I want to give the biggest secret of good Indian cooking. Okay. You lower the heat. Do not add any water at all. Now you cover the meat with the pot. With the lid rather. Cover the pot with the lid, and then you let it cook very slowly until all the water comes out, because the water will start coming out. If you add water now, your sauce will be so thin that you may as well jump in it with your bathing, on your birthday suit and have a swim.
Okay.
But this is going to, there'll be a sort of a minor miracle here. You have to make sure that since we didn't use that much oil, that the pot isn't sticking. That's why it's good to have a really nice stainless steel pot. Okay. Lower the heat, so you don't want to burn anything. And now we're going to just put the lid on and let the water come out and let the meat cook in its own juices.
Okay.
That is a trick of the trade.
Okay.
That was taught to me by my grandmother. And you will notice that your curry sauce will be so thick if you try this method. Okay, see, I've taken I've scraped the bottom of the pot, I've lowered the heat. I will now put the lid on and let all the juice come out of the meat.
Okay.
Cover this pot again, make the heat to medium and let it cook. Okay. Now, the secret is, if you want sauce in your curry, the secret is not to put the water until the oil rises in the masala. You have to check. If you can see the oil, that means the masala is cooked.
Okay.
So right now, the masala is just about being cooked because you can see the oil rising, see? You can see the oil coming on top of the spices right there. Okay. Once the oil rises up, then you know that the masala is really cooking. And that is the secret of a good curry. So now we're going to let it cook a little bit more. If you
want it saucy, then that's when you add the water.
Yeah, not right now though.
Not right now.
In a while, get all the masala to cook. With the oil has risen, let it cook some more. I can see that there's more water to come out of the meat still. So we'll cover it, it's a medium heat, and we'll let it cook. Eventually I'm going to add the potatoes and tomatoes. Remember what I said?
Yeah.
The tomatoes slow the cooking process. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it cook in its own sauce for a little while longer. Because imagine, I haven't even added a drop of water.
Yeah.
And that is the secret of a good sauce.
Okay. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And so that means that the masala has been cooked, and even the all the juices that came out of the meat, they're all dried up. Okay. So the masala is really cooked. Now I'm going to turn the heat high like that. I'm going to put some water. Okay. And get it to start cooking. And now you can guarantee that your sauce will be really thick.
Well, it looks good.
Okay. Sauce will be really thick. You can see even now. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your sauce will be
It
so
makes
thick.
its own gravy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the first time I'm adding water. And then, to spread the lamb up a little bit, we're going to add potatoes and tomatoes. We'll add some tomatoes. This is just one tomato. And I think I've got 1, 2, 3, about 4 potatoes. 4 potatoes fine?
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Do that.
Yeah, one of my daughter-in-law loves potatoes.
Yeah, so we're just gonna mix it all up like that. See how thick the sauce is, Maria?
Yeah.
You know, I can safely and comfortably add another half a cup of water because the water will also come out of the potatoes. And this is the curry that everybody says, you know, you guys make curry and it's thick. How do you do it? How do you do it? We don't add water. Okay. So now I'm gonna safely add a little bit more. And look at the consistency. You see? We're gonna,
There.
we're gonna cover it up. We're gonna make the heat between medium and low. Put it here. And then towards taking out time, I'll put some garam masala, coriander leaves, and bon appetit. Simmering away. The potatoes are going to be done. Then I'm just going to add the coriander leaves and some garam masala, and we're just going to let it simmer on its own. Okay. Maybe another few minutes, and the potato is done. Oh, just 3 or 4 minutes. The potato is almost done. I could prepare my coriander leaves in the meantime.
Okay.
Put it in right now. The potatoes are done. Just gonna cut the potato. Oh yeah, the potatoes are done.
Okay.
Add that dhania, and to add the garam masala,
Okay.
which is going to give this such a beautiful smell.
That's the secret, isn't it?
That is a secret. This is the garam masala. The store was closing and he was really mad because he had to close the store because the lease had expired. It's JB Foods. It's been there like for 35 years. So I said, well, what am I going to do for the garam masala you gave me? He goes, well, I'll give you the recipe. So I gave me the recipe. I'll give you the recipe. So there it is. And you just swish it. Swish it and take it out. And voila, John, this is all for you, your lamb curry.
Hey, good stuff.
How does it look?
Excellent.
That's for you to take home for your beautiful wife and your children.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Because I can make it after you leave.
Sleep.
Okay, how does that look?
Good stuff.
Look at how appetizing it looks.
Yeah, okay, hold it there.
Teresa, that whole really wants to take a
Whispering palms held in the arms of the trade winds. I hear you calling over the silvery sea. Whispering palms singing the charms of the island. Whispering palms casting your spell over me, singing all the fragrance of the flowers.
4 pounds of chicken right here. Are these chicken thighs?
Thighs and drumsticks.
Drumsticks? Okay. And it's good to have the bones because you know what? The bones, some people just like boneless chicken curry, but the bones really add the taste. So that's
Yeah.
good. We're starting in the right direction now. So it'll be about a 1/4 cup of canola oil again.
Okay.
Okay. Spices. We'll put cinnamon sticks.
Okay.
1 cinnamon stick. Again, the star anise badia. You know, when I'm using this, it always reminds me of Mughal cooking, North
Okay.
Indian Mughal Muslim cooking.
So you got about 3 in there?
Yeah, about because you've got 4 pounds of chicken, I'll put about 3. I'll
4.
It's so good. It has anise
Yeah.
flavor. Very nice. I'm gonna put some cloves, whole cloves. I would say about a dozen.
Okay.
And again, about 6 or 7 of these
Fennel seed.
cardamom pods. I'm gonna open them up.
Okay.
This is elaichi, very aromatic, very nice. It seems like these recipes are from all over India, provincial cooking, all over India. And they're not Bengali, they're not South Indian, they're not Gujarati, they're not North Indian. They're just from
one
everywhere.
specific- Yeah.
That's right, Maria. They're from
It's a
everywhere.
melting pot of the whole of India flavor.
So one way you can find out, there's other ways of finding out that people who went to Fiji went from all different parts of India by the names, by their expertise in different professions. But another way of finding out that people went from all parts of India to Fiji is through the cooking. Because our cooking is cooking of all the provinces of India. So I would say a good large onion sliced.
Okay.
Now, in the meat you always use ginger.
Okay.
So a lot of ginger, 2 good tablespoons of nicely ground ginger like that.
Okay.
And of course lots and lots of garlic. You know, I cook with a South Indian touch because my father was Tamil, so I use a lot of garlic. 2 good tablespoons. Now we're just gonna let this cook for a while, brown for a while.
Okay.
So essentially I'm doing the same, I'm following the same principles as I did with the lamb. Same thing, the flavor is different because one's chicken and one's lamb. I'll be doing the same thing. I won't be adding any water. I'll be waiting for the water to come out of the chicken itself.
Turn the heat down again.
Turn the heat down a little bit because I got talking to John there for a while. This is my already mixed meat masala.
Okay.
So I've got about 4 pounds of chicken, right, John?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 big tablespoons of that. And I'm just gonna push it over for just a few seconds because as I say, I usually cook it when the meat is there. So I would say a good, you know, the reason I don't cook it as much is because there's hardly any oil to cook it in. It'll get burnt.
You're gonna
Okay, because I don't add that much oil, you know, in my curry to begin with, there's not much oil for the masala to cook. So I don't cook the masala that much because, as I said, there's no oil to cook it in. But the oil and the liquid will come out of the meat itself. So I usually make it low, turn this, put the lid on, and let it cook in its own juices. Let the masala cook.
Now you
There it
turn
is.
the heat down low.
I turn the heat down low because I want a little bit of time for the chicken.
Otherwise it'll burn.
Yeah, for the water to come out of the chicken, and so it'll cook in its own sauce. I'm also gonna add some hot chili powder from the Indian store. This is not paprika; it's the real stuff. You know, for 4 pounds of chicken, I guess that much.
Okay.
A good teaspoon. Oh, I think there's a teaspoon and a half there. Salt. There. So now I'm cooking it. We've turned the heat down low. We're going to put the lid on and let it cook in its own juices.